me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
If you are undecided in your course and your path, Parks and Recreation is extremely rewarding. You get to touch the lives of the youth, the adult. We do all aspects of that. And if making a difference is what you want your path to do, then Parks and Rec is your avenue. If you want to touch lives and hold a purpose in your life, Parks and Recreation is the avenue.
Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, Leadership Series. Today we're joined by Michelle Dunn, Deputy Administrator for Henry County, Georgia Parks and Recreation. Her team is renowned for its creative problem solving, family atmosphere, and ability to do more with less. Henry County is a highly decorated Parks and Recreation department known for building community through fantastic events and thoughtful programming. Michelle has been a driving force behind some of the department's biggest successes, from managing special events to overseeing the crucial financial side of operations. She started her career in Parks and Rec 23 years ago, working her way up from the front desk to her current leadership role. As an experienced professional with an accounting background, she brings a unique perspective to balancing community expectations with budget realities. Stay tuned.
All right, we are live again. This is Craig LeBlanc with the Daily Parks and Rec Show Leadership Series. I have a very special guest from Henry County, Georgia, the leadership team over there. She's the Deputy Administrator, Michelle Dunn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. So glad you're able to come on the show. And for those of you that hadn't caught our second Wednesday of every month podcast that we co-produce with Henry County, it's called The Rec Room. And you just really get to pull the curtain back and see the entire leadership team. And I love their family atmosphere and how they kind of work through all the chaos of Parks and Rec. And it just seems like so much fun over there. It's kind of making me wanting to go move to Henry County and somehow get a job working with y'all.
We could probably create something for you.
Right. But we'll start off as usual, playing a couple of promos. I still want to play this 200th episode. Thank you, because it's a really powerful message, and we really are grateful for all the input from people like Michelle that have come on the show, told their story, and just created a hugely valuable content for the whole Parks and Rec community and industry. And then we'll play a little short promo about our strategic partners that are coming on board to help us co-create some other very unique and specific shows in Parks and Recreation. And then we'll be right back with Michelle.
From a simple mic in a rec center to a full-scale media company for the people who power our parks. 200 real stories, 5 original shows, and more to come, with one powerful mission: to lift up the voices of Parks and Rec professionals across the country. From maintenance crews and young interns and youths who love sports, to directors and public servants making a difference. We've built a platform that honors the unsung heroes behind every clean trail, every weekend tournament, every safe, welcoming park. This milestone isn't just about the content, it's about the people, the passion, the purpose. To every guest, listener, and supporter, thank you. The next chapter starts today. This is DPRS Media Co. Media for public service. Are you a vendor, brand, or service provider ready to connect with the heartbeat of local communities? At DPRS Media Co., we tell the stories shaping parks and recreation across America. Through podcasts, live streams, videos, and newsletters, we reach frontline leaders, city directors, and decision makers every single week. From youth sports and facilities to programming and policy, our audience is your audience. Sponsoring or partnering with DPRS Media Co. puts your brand in front of the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. Launching a new product, growing your presence in public spaces, targeting cities, counties, or departments, DPRS is your trusted media partner. Whether you're in software, turf, aquatics, robotics, smart cities, or special events, partnering with DPRS puts your brand in the story. With commercials, interviews, social campaigns, newsletters, and live shows, we're your media team. Partner with us and grow your impact in the $200 billion Parks and Rec industry. DPRS Media Co. Stories that move Parks and Rec forward. Your audience is here. Let's meet them.
All right. So first of all, thank you to all the people that have come and contributed to the show and all the people working hard. And then thank you for the patience of all of our vendors that want to help co-create with us. We're moving forward with that on phase 3. And actually some of those great vendors are from serve Henry County, Georgia. Y'all have some amazing vendors that support everything y'all are doing.
We do.
Maybe you could speak on that a little bit. Tell us about how vendors support the work y'all are doing and how, y'all really couldn't do everything that y'all do without the help of people, commercial companies that y'all work with.
Right, we do have some very loyal vendors and sponsors for our department. Um, we are since we are community based and we're not, we're a nonprofit. We do most everything that we do is free for the community. So we have to have the vendors like Chick-fil-A comes in and sponsors us sometimes here locally. Um, Publix and I think we've had GeoSam just sponsored a pretty good portion of our fireworks at our Hot Summer Fest. So we couldn't do it without the partners and the support from our leadership, county officials, as well as the vendors.
Yeah. And so when we talk about shareholders or stakeholders, excuse me,
Mhm.
um, y'all only get so much revenue to do what y'all do from tax revenue or property taxes or however you as a department get money. And then maybe some of that's grants and bonds
Mhm.
and stuff. But who are the stakeholders that contribute financially? And then maybe we can continue to talk about how the partners really help sponsor a lot of your special events and leagues and stuff like that.
Right. So our recreation budget, our county budget is a general budget. The only revenue that we get is basically from either park rentals or um, events special events that we rent out those facilities for. As far as our events that we do, the only revenue that we normally take in is Thomas is here. Of course he is.
Hey Craig, how are
There
you?
he is.
I just wanted to come and make an announcement to everybody. I just got word that Michelle Dunn is going to be speaking 4 times at the GRPA conference. She didn't know
No
I signed
way.
her up that much, but I just got the word, so I wanted y'all to know.
Yeah,
It'd be
wait, Thomas,
great.
you have to
Yay.
give us a big heart.
Okay.
You can't just
This
Yes.
is how I feel about Michelle.
yes.
Of course, Thomas has to butt into every conversation. He likes to be noticed.
Mhm.
At our events, the only revenue that we bring in are like food vendors or craft vendors that we get in. Everything else depends on our sponsors, like Landrum Tree Service. They've been great. He does a lot of tree service around the county, and he sponsors our events. But that's basically the only revenue that we get coming in. And all of that, it doesn't go back into our Parks and Recreation Fund. It goes back into a general and then is dispersed the next fiscal year.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then let's talk a little bit about Michelle. Who is
oh,
she? Where does she come from? Who was she as a little girl? And then let's just go through the journey of how did you get to where you are today. So, back when you were in high school and college, what were you thinking? Did you ever think you'd end up in Parks and Rec? And let's kind of
no,
start in the beginning.
no, I never thought that I would end up in Parks and Recreation. I'm not an athletic person.
Hmm.
I have always danced. I have been clogging since I was 6 years old.
No way.
Yes. So, and I've been dancing with the same people my entire life. So we're all a pretty big family. It's dwindled. It's gotten very small.
Mhm.
But I started dancing when I was 6. I was a good student. I was a good kid. My brother's not
Mhm.
so much, but
Ah,
I was good.
were you the big sister, or where
I
did you
was the
fall?
oldest. I am the
That's it.
oldest.
Mhm.
And the most responsible,
I was
I
about to
think.
say, you must be responsible 'cause all
I
the older kids
am.
are very responsible.
Yes. So I worked just various jobs until I didn't even realize actually that I applied for Parks and Recreation when I applied 23 years ago.
Now,
Um
what'd you go to school for?
I did not go to college, but for a short time, but I went for accounting. I
Mhm.
wanted to be an accountant.
Okay.
Um, so but then I had children. Um,
The
so
mama came first.
they took over. So I wanted to be in accounting. So whenever I applied for the county for Parks and Recreation, I didn't know I applied for Parks and Rec. My grandmother just said, "Hey, here's this job. You need to go and apply for it," because I was in retail.
Mhm.
Um, so I applied, and the rest is history. I've worked my
Wow.
way up. I was full time, then I quit, and
What
then I
was your
came back.
first what was your first job in Parks and Rec?
Just answering phones, front desk.
Mm. How long did you
Front
do
desk.
that for, and what did that teach you? 'Cause I know, man, when you're having to deal with public, of course, being in retail, you must have had some,
I
you
did.
know,
I did furniture sales with
experience.
my stepfather.
Oh, yeah, that'll
Um,
that'll learn you real quick.
yes, yes, it will. Customers not always right.
Mhm.
They're not, but you smile and you grin and you bear it. So I worked answering phones. There's a lot of learning and we've grown a lot since I started.
Mhm.
But knowing the parks, our staff, um, that's really what I was hired for. It was just an
Mhm.
office of 4 before I got there,
Mhm.
plus a few of our maintenance staff. So they stuck me in this little side table. It's actually a typewriter table.
Nice.
I just had a little bitty desk, about this big. So,
And a phone, and
um,
they said, "When all the problems come calling, you pick up the
yes,
phone."
yes. So I started there, and just learned had you had to know everything about what we did then. And then I moved into um, events.
Mhm.
And then I tried to step back from that for a minute, but I was still pretty heavily involved.
How long did you do events for?
Mm, at least probably about 18 years.
Mhm. Oh my goodness.
I just recently moved into the leadership position a few years ago.
Mm.
So,
Now, did answering all those phone calls kinda prepare you for special events, or how did it prepare you for special events?
um, no, it didn't. It was just we were tasked to do just some easy community things. We started with movies, outdoor movies. We partnered
Mm.
with I think B98.5 or
Mhm.
somebody else like that. When they did their movie on the lawn or movie under the stars. And then we just took it to do our own movies.
Mhm.
And then from there, it just built to um, a Christmas event, our haunted trail. We did a haunted trail forever, and Halloween's my thing. Halloween
Mhm.
is it's
Oh, yeah.
my favorite thing. So we did a haunted trail for several years. And it was just not all on me because I've always had a great team. All of us have always worked so well together. So uh, just coming up with everything
Yeah.
for those events it was a lot, but it was very rewarding.
Right. So, after 18 years looking back at the lessons you learned in special events, somebody newly assigned to special events, what kind of advice can you give them? Um, what kind of landmines can you say, "Don't step on this landmine"?
Right.
I've done it.
So, um, I whenever I stepped into this leadership position, we had hired somebody because I've always done events and the accounting part. I've held dual jobs for
Mhm.
18 years.
Which is very common
Um,
in Parks and Rec to have many
yes,
hats.
yes, you do. You have all of the hats. So whenever I stepped into this, I was asked to step away from events, still have a hand in it because I had to train people.
Mhm.
Um, the one person didn't work out, but then we found Katrina, which God bless her. I love her.
Mhm. Yes,
She's amazing.
she's a
She I
powerhouse.
could Yeah, I could not ask for a better replacement. But I told her, I said, "You're going to be in training for a year." And she
Mm,
thought, "Nah, no, not a whole year."
mm.
So a couple of months ago, she was like, "Yeah, I believe that. I'm still in training, and
Right.
it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years." She's like, "And I'm still training."
Yeah.
So it's a lot, and we've been handed a lot more events, so we're all
Mhm.
still working together.
So when you have to put yourself in the training chair, what are you thinking as far as training your replacement for special events? What did that year look like of skills and things you needed to hand off?
That and it's hard for me to hand stuff off like that, especially whenever you've been doing it for so long.
Right, it's hard to let go.
Yes, it is hard to let go because those are your babies.
Right.
That's what you have done, and those are your babies. And there's a level of expectation that the county, the community expects. So you have to make sure that whoever's taking your place expects and gets those expectations right.
Mhm.
So just training her, just going through. I I have told her several times, if I'm taking over, then let me know and I will step back. This is your thing
That's big
now. It's just
sister
hard
coming
for me.
in. That
So
oldest sibling taking over.
yes, but she's been so great. She's been very easy to train,
Mhm.
very easy.
Yeah.
So she has the same vision as I do. She has the same drive that I do and that I did. Um, she knows the expectation.
Yeah.
So she's been great.
Can you help me compartmentalize special events? So, and maybe a few examples that I might know just from talking to the community for so long. I'm assuming that there is vendor relationships. There's a big planning. There's what do we do right? What do we do wrong? What's coming up?
Yes.
Then you've got all these registrations and how you have to tell the police department, the fire department,
Yes.
what are the different buckets of special events that, we would want to focus on?
We have to coordinate, especially now since our events have gotten so large. Um, we do have to coordinate with many departments. If we're doing something within a city limits, we have to coordinate with city officials and city departments, and then we have to depend on our police department, our sheriff's departments. Um, we collaborate so well now with other departments. We
Mhm.
usually have a core committee that we come together and create and go over all the logistics for these events. If we need traffic control, we have one or two people we call in. Um, but the main people that we deal with um, that helps bring everything together is our maintenance team.
Mm.
We
And
have
that's
we have
Brian.
meetings.
That's
Yes.
set up, tear downs, and
Yes.
day of.
And yes, and if we didn't have them, we wouldn't have event. We
Yep.
wouldn't.
He's
They
told me,
are
he said, "I don't have free weekends. Matter of fact, I work for special events Friday through Monday, and
yeah.
then Tuesday through Thursday, I gotta do everything else."
Yes, it does. We're really never off.
Mhm.
There's no time that we really have down. We're always on call. We work when people play. So
Mhm.
that's our job and we
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
That's why I'm here.
yeah.
Uh,
And so, let's talk about the different types of special events that y'all run. First of all, how many special events do y'all run a year? And then maybe talk about the difference between a movie night that might be 20 weekends or weeks a year, and then maybe just like the 4th of the July event, which is a once a year event.
mhm.
And then are there any other events like farmers markets or anything else that kind of runs that y'all are in charge of at special events?
We do at least, and I don't have the calendar in front of me, but we at least do 20 events
Mhm.
a year. Um, and then whatever is thrown in on top of that, that
Mm,
whatever maybe a commissioner may want to pull together, we will do those on top of all the ones that we already have scheduled.
mm,
um our movie nights, those are actually the easiest, less complicated
mhm,
movies. We just have a few activities for the kids to do during the day, leading up to that, up to the movie. And it's just really, those are our low key events. We do
mhm,
about at least 6 of those a year.
mhm,
We try to do one in each district. So we pull those together fairly easy.
mm,
The larger ones, like our Hot Summer Fest, the 4th of July event, that encompasses a whole lot more than just our department. We
yeah.
collaborate with EPS, Echo Park Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway,
Mhm,
with that one, and our trunk or treat. Um, those involve weeks and weeks and weeks of meeting and
mhm.
logistics, and things always go wrong.
Right,
Nothing is perfect ever, ever. You think you have it under control, and you don't.
right.
There's always at least one thing that you have to pivot on.
Yeah,
And I tell our crew all the time, we're getting T-shirts that say "Pivot Crew" because that's what we do best. We pivot.
I love it.
So
The pivot
a
crew.
lot of work goes into those large events.
Yeah.
A lot of stress.
Now, y'all are a county Parks and
Yes.
Rec, and so do y'all have cities that have their own Parks and Rec department that y'all kind of collaborate with within your county?
Um, we do not. It's rare for another city to have a Parks and Rec
In Georgia?
division here. So the cities have their special events crew. Um, Coming up, we're partnering with the city of Stockbridge for a Hispanic festival
Mhm,
up there in September. Um, so we're collaborating with them, just partnering with them on that. They needed some help on the fun side. They have all the serious stuff. We have the fun stuff. Um, we we haven't really partnered with the other cities too much. We'll do
mhm,
our events in there, but not a collaboration
mhm.
yet with them. That's coming, I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, of all the people that I've interviewed, I think you're the first accountant, the
Yes.
accounting brains, the spreadsheets, the
The
we
budgeting.
we can't spend all the money. We have the forecast, we have
Yes.
budgeting. So, welcome to the show for the first time. We have the accounting mind of Parks and Recreation finally having a voice here. So, where
So
do we
much
want to
fun.
start? Right. What did that journey look like for you personally coming into accounting young and then building up the accounting department? And then we can talk about the responsibilities and roles and stuff like that.
um it's hard to reel people in with
Mhm,
and it's hard to reel myself in whenever you want to do so much for the community, but you have a budget that you have to stick within.
mhm,
It takes a lot of creative financing. It takes a lot of moving parts and a lot of willing people to move things around. Um, so that it has been a little bit of a struggle, but whenever the county expects this, you can't give them this.
right.
So um, you have to duck and weave.
That's it. That's it. Do you have any advice for those that are in, and by the way, this is a highly decorated, Parks and Rec system that is highlighted across America, especially in Georgia, as doing a very good job and a very mature team and a very mature
Thank you.
department. And so this is the accounting voice of that department that's funding it all.
Yes. Yes. Um, it is, you just have to be creative.
Mhm,
There are easier and cheaper ways to do things and still
mhm.
make them look exquisite. Um,
Any
so you
examples
just
there?
um like you can make things out of pool noodles. and it
Mm-hmm.
looks like you spent $300 on it
Yep.
or $1,000 on it. So you can, it's all about being creative. You have to have a creative team and a creative
Mhm.
mind. Um, and we have that as a collaboration, collaboratively across our department. We have some very creative minds.
Mhm.
Our like I can't compliment our maintenance guys enough. They're very creative and they can
Mhm.
build anything. We give them a picture and they're like, yeah, we can do that. So
Yep.
whether it's PVC pipe or pool noodles or sheets or some snow, we can you have to think outside of the box.
Yep.
That's the key.
Mhm. Now, how does the um, deputy administrator role or hat differ from the special events hat, the accounting hat? Where does that fit in all this?
Um the special events part is the fun part of being the deputy administrative admin. Um, that's the fun part, and the being out in the community, that's the fun part. The administrative part, the HR part, the money part, that's that's a lot of it, but it's not fun.
Mhm.
Sometimes, I mean, you have to reprimand people. You have to, you have to do things that you don't like to do. And I don't like to be mean to anyone.
Mhm.
Um, but it's not about you just have to separate your personal feelings
Mhm.
with that, and stick to the business. But our department is there's not a whole lot of turnaround in our
Mhm.
department. So I don't have to, we rarely fire anyone because
Mhm.
everybody is just so easy to work with. So,
Yeah.
um, that's the harder part and the not so fun part.
Right. And so maybe speak to how you've gotten out of budget. What are the things that causes an event to go out of budget, that causes something to just get, way overboard, and then how do you fix it? What are some things to look out for? Because I'm sure you've had one or two things go out of budget before, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We have a lot of things that go out of budget. So either um we delete or not do four inflatables, we'll do three to cut
Mhm.
some of that cost. Or, um, like I said, we'll do some creative financing, whether we go out and get a sponsor to cover an expense.
Mhm.
Um, we can cover it that way. And if we go over on one area, then we can just say, okay, well, we had to go over here because either there's an expectation that is there from the community or a higher leadership person. Um, they expect something, so we'll take away, but still make it where you can't tell that we're taking things away.
Right.
There's always a level of expectation, and we just have to work within creativeness. So
That's it.
that's
Find a
what
way to do
we
more,
do a
do
lot.
more. Find a way to do more with less.
Yes.
Any other tricks of the trade as far as accounting?
um, you have to tell people no
Mhm.
sometimes. You can't always get what you want. You just have to get what you need.
Right.
Um, so we get cut off a lot. So you're like, okay, we're not going to go with what we want this time. So let's just stick with what our needs bases are, and if we can get what we want for cheaper, then that's okay.
Mhm. Yeah, and you really are kind of the final sign off when everything gets set up. Here's the vision. Here's what we want to do, and then they're all ready. And okay, let's go to Michelle and get it approved.
Yes, and everybody's like, we don't really want to talk to you.
We just want to be told yes. That's it.
Yes, can we just do this? And sometimes I'm like, yeah, no, we can't do that. Let's find another way to do it.
Mhm.
Um, most of the time it's a yes because we do creativeness.
Mhm.
I try not to say no a whole lot,
Mhm.
and I will get overruled. So
Right.
if I say no and somebody else higher than me says yes, then we're
Yeah.
doing it. So
That's it.
we just have to pivot.
Yeah. And so what do those some of the overrules look like where you're just like, I really don't think we can do this, and then they'll come back and say, yeah, but this is important because of the mayor or because this is a big
Mhm.
economic driver? Like,
Yeah.
what are some of the things that after you've said no, what are some of the yeses look like that you got? All right, well, if we have to do it, let me see what I can do.
Um, let's see. It happens more often than it doesn't.
Yeah.
So there are always things that I don't agree with. Um, that we could do better, I think.
Mhm,
Um, and I'm gonna throw Donna's name out here, our deputy, our deputy assistant
mhm,
director. So she will always overrule me
mhm,
if I say no. We really don't need to have this centerpiece. Like I think this was going to be too much and this is going to be too expensive for a table activity, but I think we can do this for cheaper.
mhm.
But this one looks more elegant. And she's like, no, I want that. And that's, we make it happen. We just have to, there's always pivoting. Like
Yep.
if there's a certain centerpiece that she wants, there's a certain balloon arch that she wants. We just have to make sure that we incorporate that.
Right, right. Okay, so we're kinda at the halfway point. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play something for facilities maintenance show, and so then we'll come back and talk about Brian and his team and how y'all
Yes.
collaborate with him,
Hmm.
and then we're also gonna, play a promo for our Young Professionals Network, which y'all are probably one of the best Parks and Rec departments in America that I've ever interviewed out of 500 conversations, 215 live shows when
Hmm.
it comes to working with interns and college kids that are
Hmm.
I think at any given time, y'all could have what? How many? 3 or 4 working at the same time?
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
so we'll play these 2 promos, and we'll talk about those, and then I also wanna come back and talk about how did y'all get to one of the best run and the accolades that y'all have and how y'all speak so much at a lot of the conventions, so we'll play these, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Behind every thriving park, every safe playground, every event-ready field, there's a team working before sunrise and long after sunset. This is Facility Maintenance, the only show created for and by the unsung heroes of Parks and Recreation. Brought to you by DPRS Media Co., where real work gets real recognition. From restrooms to rec centers, HVAC to turf tech, we go beyond the job site into the heart of operations that keep our communities moving. Our mission? To elevate maintenance teams through stories, solutions, and shared experience. Our vision? A world where every facility crew is seen, valued, and fully supported. Each episode features operators, innovators, and leaders, sharing tools, tech, and tactics that make the impossible look easy. Facility maintenance isn't just a job, it's purpose, it's passion, and now it's a show. Facility Maintenance, where tools meet purpose, where work becomes legacy. Are you ready to lead the next generation of Parks and Rec? Whether you're a student, intern, or rising leader, welcome to the Young Professionals Network by DPRS Media Co. Our mission? To empower early career professionals in parks and recreation through mentorship, visibility, and real-world leadership development. Our vision? A national network of passionate, prepared, and purpose-driven leaders who shape the future of public service. Starting now. Powered by the Daily Parks and Rec Show, YPN gives you access to exclusive interviews, career-building resources, behind-the-scenes content, and live events, all created by and for the next wave of Parks and Rec professionals. Learn from seasoned directors, build your brand, get involved with national conversations that matter. Whether you're in youth sports, facilities, programming, or policy, YPN is your launchpad. Young Professionals Network, your career, your community, your story.
All right, so let's start off with talking about facilities maintenance. Brian's whole crew, his whole side. What did they do anything for y'all?
They don't do anything. They're horrible. They are the backbone to our whole department and the county.
Hmm.
They do more than just parks and recreation things. They take care of our entire county.
Mm.
So
And and they're
they're the best.
yeah, and they're setting up for all the special events. They're showing up
Yes.
the day of, helping run the event, and then
Yes.
they're tearing down on Monday,
Hmm.
and then they get to do everything else that's left over, which is
Yes.
a substantial amount.
Yes.
Um, what does that team look like as far as I know Brian's kind of running it, but
He
who are
is.
his people underneath him, and what are their kind of skill sets?
We have Shane and Chris that are superintendents of that are right underneath him, and then we have some supervisors, Alex and Mario. Mario handles more of our risk stuff. Alex does a lot of logistics. Shane and Chris is our um, pesticide, our chemical side,
Mhm,
and Shane is just all of our parks coordinating. um, he gets a lot of that together,
mhm,
logistically, with Alex, and then Chris does all of our chemical stuff.
mhm. Now, I know this is kind of broad strokes, but if you had to kind of put a number on a percentage on it, how much of your entire annual budget is Chris? I mean, is Brian spending from just payroll and then all the chemicals they need, and then getting new lawnmowers? Like in a given year, is that like half of all the money goes to something
At,
that he's touching?
at least half.
Hmm.
He is his 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 budget is quite large,
Hmm.
just because of all of the lawn care that we have to take over.
Hmm.
All of our chemicals. We just took over another 40 um, facilities last year.
Wow, where did that come
So
from?
a grounds division that they moved grounds back underneath us after it had been gone from us for a while. So we picked up a lot of grounds for our facilities, not just parks. So we picked up about 40 other
Mhm.
facilities that we have to maintain.
Did it come with any extra budget, or they just said,
It
"Figure out how to
did.
do it"?
It
Okay, that's good.
did. It did come with extra money, so that helps, but it didn't come with the manpower. So we still
Oh.
struggle with throughout our whole department, we struggle with staffing.
Mm,
And his team right now, I think he's fully staffed minus one part time. So
mhm,
he's we've never been fully staffed on maintenance.
mm,
So he's finally just shy of being full staff.
yeah.
But we still need additional staff.
And so, in total, how many team members for the Parks and Rec department are in that side of the equation, the maintenance side?
I think we have about 35 in our park
Mhm.
maintenance, and that's part time and full time.
And then how much is left for everything else done in Parks and Rec as far as people?
Um, well, counting our part time, like our seasonal staff,
Mhm,
our staff consists of about 215 people
mhm,
total. Um, and that counts all of our summer camp staff and
mhm.
all of our recreation center staff. So we have a total staff of 215, 217.
And that includes your young professionals, your
Yes.
interns, and stuff like
Hmm.
that comes in?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so then let's talk about the young professionals. That is, yeah, you'll do such a great job with that, getting interns
Thanks.
in, and I think that's Thomas's baby, correct?
That's Thomas's baby. Yes.
Mhm,
He brings in anybody. He brings in
mhm,
anybody and everybody. And he does a great job with them for the most part. He's very rarely around here because
mhm,
he's so needed and wanted around different areas, even other counties.
mhm,
So he's our biggest cheerleader.
mhm.
So, but he does a great job with our little people.
Yeah, and so maybe describe them a little. So these are college kids that need an internship to graduate as part of the requirements for their
Yes.
degree, and they
Mhm.
come in from what departments, and then what do y'all have them do? What are the various things y'all have them doing?
Well, this past internship, we had two guys that actually worked under Brian,
Mhm,
um, and I felt like they would learn a little bit more on their sportsman side, their sports management stuff for under Brian,
mhm,
as far as maintaining fields and learning that aspect. So he had two, and then Thomas has, I think he's had two lately, and he puts them to the test. He has them writing grants. He has we had a ton of Pokemon cards. I think over
Mm,
30,000 Pokemon cards
wow.
that they sorted. Um so that was a little tedious, and I couldn't do it cuz I know
Mhm.
nothing about Pokemon. But he had, you know, we had 30,000 Pokemon cards, I think, donated. So we had to
Wow.
sort them, and we were giving those out to our campers or our, you know, our Pokemon kids in our summer camp program.
Mm,
So he has them, he gets them ready for the real world.
right.
He
Oh, yeah.
does.
Okay, so now let's shift gears and get into KP's world a little because
Mhm.
after Brian does everything, everything's set up, fields are ready to go, then KP
Mhm.
swoops in and starts running sports programming.
Yes.
How do you assist him? What kind of requests is he having financially? What is it like to work with the athletic side of Parks and Recreation in Henry County?
S it gets complicated whenever they with their scheduling and stuff. During our softball and baseball seasons, they're understaffed as well. We have to have people at all of our locations,
Mhm,
playing ball and covering those practices and games. Um, so working with KP is easy. He's extremely laid back.
mhm.
They don't really require a lot. I do have to get onto them sometimes because they don't follow the procedures as well as they should. But they do a good job at all of our
Mhm,
youth athletics and our adult athletics. We
mhm.
just actually hired another athletic coordinator that took we had Kiara Howard. I don't know if you guys had ever met
Mhm,
her, but um we hired Ayana Morris, and she's going to be great.
mhm. Now, what are some of the, what did you say? The not protocols, but the things they have to
All of
follow?
our procedures,
Procedures. So what are some of
purchasing
the
procedures.
purchasing procedures? Okay.
Hmm.
And what does that kinda look like? How do they kinda get off the rails? How do you get them back on? What are the kind of
um
things that they need to do for you?
it's easy to just, you know, say, hey, I need this, let me go ahead and order it.
Mhm.
We can't do that.
Yep.
Um, you have to turn in your quotes. You have to get purchase orders. If it's necessary to use a purchasing card, that's fine, but you have to have permission. Sometimes you just get on a roll, and you're like, "Well, I needed it," and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Well, but you can't just buy it. You have to get permission. We get in trouble. I get in trouble if things go through and you didn't ask permission. So,
Right. Yep.
I have to reel them in. I have to reel, you know, a lot of people in for that. It's not just them.
Yeah. And what does that look like? So I know a lot of times you're kind of the reel 'em in, not I don't wanna call it disciplinarian, but
Hmm.
what does that those conversations look like? Whether, "Can you come see me? I need to talk to you about something."
And they're like, what did I do? If Michelle's calling me and asking me to come to her office, I've done something I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So they're like, what do I do? And I'm like, we're not gonna have a phone conversation. I need you to come and sit on the therapy couch, and we're gonna have a
That's it.
session. Yes. So if I call them, they're like, why are you calling me? Why?
Mhm.
And it's rarely that I call anybody, and I know that's not nice to say, hey, how are you? But you know, it
You're like
happens.
you're like the principal's office.
I am. I am. Also the therapy office. So there
Right.
I have a couch, and there are therapy sessions here too.
Yeah. The couch is famous, infamous, and who spends the most time in your couch?
Thomas.
Um, that was a quick response.
Thomas spends a lot of time, a lot of coaching Thomas.
Yeah, yeah. So what do those conversations look like? It's just, and in addition to Thomas, what are some of the other ones that kinda come in? I think Brian stays out of there regularly, or is he a regular visitor?
He doesn't like being called to my office either. And
Mhm.
I'm not anybody's, I mean, I'm not, like, we have all of our deputy administrators, you know,
Sure.
all four of us, and I'm not their boss.
Right.
I still have to get onto them. And they're
Yep.
like, "But you're not the boss of me." Well, I am right now. I need for you to follow this procedure, and I am your boss right now.
In this
But
conversation.
yeah, so Brian's like, "Do I need to come and see you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you probably should. You probably should do that."
Right.
So, Thomas' conversations are calming him down.
Mhm.
He likes to jump he has knee jerk reactions.
Hmm.
So a lot of his is I'm like, okay, I need you to breathe and think about this for a second. Don't just go and try to get rid of somebody because they didn't do what you asked them to do right off the bat. So
Hmm.
a lot of Thomas is calming him down.
Hmm.
Um, so we're all family here.
Right.
So, there are a lot of, just personal conversations that we have on the couch and then,
Right.
and then a lot of work, stress. I
Yeah.
mean, because we do a lot. We
Yeah.
do a lot for the county. So people just come in and talk.
Yeah. And I noticed, which I love doing these once a month Wednesday shows,
Hmm.
the rec room with y'all, because what y'all do is not easy, and you're doing a lot with a little, and you're asked to do even more with the same resources.
Yes.
And so there's going to be a lot of drop balls. There's going to be a lot of coaching that's going on, and y'all do it in such a loving family atmosphere as
We
y'all
do.
chew through it all.
Yes, we do. We really do have a great team.
Yeah. And maybe we can talk about where that culture comes from, and we can dive into what's it like being having a leader like JP, who is
Mhm.
the executive director.
Yes.
Um, what was it like when he came in, and how does he contribute to making sure that family culture just stays put and that y'all are still an unbelievable park and rec department?
He's been great since he's been in. We hit it off pretty good, pretty quick whenever he walked through the door.
Mhm.
Only because I'm I'm naturally sarcastic,
Right.
so um so that's just the way I am with people, and he appreciates it sometimes.
Mhm.
Always tell him that I'm going to get in trouble for something I say eventually, so I'm just
Right.
I apologize in advance. He's been a very big advocate for our team, our entire team, our entire department. um he has a lot of he has a lot other departments underneath him. So he's extremely busy, but he advocates for us, and um, we have gotten a lot further with him being our leader than we
Mhm.
have in the past. Donna
Mhm.
is also a wealth of information. She's been here for 38 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So we couldn't do this department without her, and she
Mhm.
keeps threatening to retire, and we're going to deny that, I think.
Not an
But
option.
that's not an option. She's going to be here until she's cold. So so we keep telling her that's not an option for her. It's we don't how are we going to live? How are we going to run without her? She's been
Yeah.
here from day one.
Be
So
careful. They might ask you to fill those shoes if you're
and nobody can fill her shoes. That's nerve wracking.
right.
That's very stressful. They're like, you're going to be the next Donna. No, I'm not.
No.
I do not know what is inside of her head. I need her brain. Like, I
Yeah.
need her brain here. If she's going to retire, I need her to leave her brain here.
Yeah. And so maybe describe Donna's role a little bit. So how does she work with the team? How does she work with JP? And then how is she, tell us about some of this wisdom that you've learned from her.
There's 38 years of her basically. I mean, she's run the department in between our directors.
Wow.
Uh, our our first director, Charles Bledsoe, he he was amazing. I was here whenever I was hired under him and Donna,
Mhm.
and he was great. Um, but she's interim after him, in between him and Tim Coley, which was
Mhm.
our other director. Um, she's just been from day one. I mean, you can ask her like, where is this information for? Oh no, this historical society, and she's
Yeah.
like, it's right here, and I'm
She knows
like,
where all the bodies are buried.
why? Yeah, she does. She does. She's good at her job.
Right.
So we've had three directors, and um, I've been here under all three of them.
Mhm.
So it's been wild.
Yeah. And so maybe describe some of the things and topics that y'all have been asked as a Parks and Rec department to speak on at NRPA, GRPA, when they're asking y'all to, can y'all share how y'all do XYZ? What are some of the topics that y'all cover? And then specifically after that, Like, what has JP been asked to? What is KP? What is Donna? And then what have they asked? What did they just sign you up for? What did Donna sign you up
See,
for?
that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think he signed me up for 4 topics. I
Mhm,
know he signed me up for 2. So
mhm.
I don't know what the other 2 are about. So I have no idea what I'm going to be speaking on. I should probably ask that since now I know.
Right.
Um, I know that one of them is we've spoken on creating experiences
Mm,
versus just having events. So there's a difference of creating experience and in creating events.
mhm.
There's a huge difference in that. So we did speak on that before. The I think this next one is just creating the office atmosphere that we have. I think I'm
Yes.
not sure what he has signed me up for.
Yeah.
Because Thomas is the one that thinks of everything and puts us out there. So
Yep.
we wouldn't be speaking as much
Mhm.
if it wasn't for Thomas pushing everybody.
Yep.
I don't like speaking, period. So these podcasts make me nervous.
You're doing
Speaking of,
fantastic. You wouldn't know by listening to you. You think you're a
so
regular.
it's speaking in front of people I don't like to do.
Mhm.
I just like to be behind the scenes. I like
Yeah.
to support everybody because it's not just me. Like we have a huge team and a huge family, and I couldn't do it by myself. So
Mhm.
I don't like taking credit for a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
But Thomas is the one that puts us out there.
Yeah, it seems like he's the one that pushes everybody off the cliff and
He
then
does.
says, "On
He
the way down now, how are we gonna land this? Y'all need
Yep.
to figure it out."
Yep, that's what he does. He's like, "We'll figure it out on the way down." I mean, well, sink or swim. I don't know.
That's right. That's right.
But we've spoken on the watering can. I know Brian and everybody has spoken to that program, which is
Mhm.
amazing. You don't have that mentoring program in a lot of areas, and for our maintenance staff to take on that,
Mhm.
it does help a lot of young individuals, and that's important
Yeah.
because they don't have that.
Describe what the watering can is, to those that aren't familiar with it.
So we've had 3 sessions. I think we just finished our third watering can program. The first one was maintaining equipment or changing oil or changing tires. It was more of a maintenance type thing, and it went
Mm,
really well. The second one we did gardening. We have a community garden here at one of our parks, 2 of our parks, I think. So we did a gardening session, just planting the seeds and watching them grow, which is what we're doing in the Young Minds. So that one went pretty good, and then I think this last one was a carpentry one. They
mm,
built, I think they built cornhole boards, and they assisted in building backstops, not backstops, score towers, something like
mm.
that. So it was more of a carpentry thing. So it's
Mhm.
just giving these young kids, teenagers, skills that they may not pick up in school anymore. Because whenever I was in school, which is a long time ago, um, you had like the the mechanics and you had the carpentry skill type vocational classes that
Mhm.
you could take. They don't have that anymore.
Uh-oh.
So it's rare for these kids to learn that.
Mm.
So we try to
Now
provide it.
now let's talk about this, culture and community atmosphere, and then maybe tell people about how y'all it's a big deal to eat together and spend time together and, like, by the,
Mhm.
not the watering can, but, where y'all what do y'all do every morning? You have, like, the donuts and the
We
other stuff?
have we have our breakfast club.
Breakfast club, yes. Tell us about
We
the
have
breakfast.
we do. We have breakfast club. Sometimes it gets hectic. So not everybody is here at all the same times, but um we do I put my makeup on during breakfast club and we have coffee and if we eat breakfast, we do that. We work. We solve each other's we give each other advice, which
Mhm.
sometimes you take it, sometimes you don't, and sometimes it's ridiculous, and sometimes it's
Mm.
great.
Yeah.
We solve world problems during
Yeah.
Breakfast Club, so it's a good it's a a good avenue for our staff to start off the day.
Yeah. And when does that run from? What does it start at what, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m.,
8 to 9.
8 to 9?
About 8 to 9.
8 to
And
9.
then we'll get, we still, I mean, half of us are still working, during that time. We'll
Mhm.
bring our computers out, and work on things and still have conversations.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we all get along really, really
Yeah.
well here in this
Where
office, at least.
where do y'all meet at? Is it y'all in based out of like a community center that has all the offices attached and there's like a lunchroom? How many people show up? Who shows up?
Well, it's mainly the Breakfast Club is mainly because I work at Heritage Park.
Mhm,
It's mainly that office.
mhm.
Our all of our rec centers are spread out, so they
Yeah.
can't come. We do have a quarterly supervisors where we all get together and talk about our centers and stuff. But
Mhm,
um, for our Heritage office, we have a small workroom. Not
mhm,
small. It's a pretty decent sized workroom, and we have
mhm,
two big cabinet areas that has a top on it, and we just stand around, sit around those cabinets and just talk and
mhm,
get things done, go over events. We do notes. We go over notes from the day before if we have to.
mhm.
It's working and some and relaxing before you get started with your hectic
Yeah.
day.
So it's kinda like a relaxing, working,
Yeah.
eating meeting where
Mhm.
if you everybody that you kinda need to talk to, the whole leadership team typically shows up, so JP,
Mhm.
KP, Brian,
Usually me and Thomas and KP and Donna. Brian's usually out in the field. He does
mhm,
stop by every now and again. Um, but we give him a lot of flack whenever he comes, so he stays away. And JP, he's working from 5 a.m. till 4 a.m. and all the
wow.
time, so he's hardly at the office. But he pops in every now and again.
Yeah, y'all have an amazing leader. I interviewed him, thinking that it was delusions of grandeur that we were ever gonna do this in one episode. I'm like, "We have to do a part 2 and possibly a
Right?
part 3 and 4
Yeah.
to cover him and
Yeah.
what he's done and what he's doing."
He's awesome.
Yeah, he really is a great
Yeah.
leader. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of the show.
Mhm.
We have a question for you, but before we get to that, if you are standing in front of it's something we do with every episode. If you're standing in front of a group of undecided college kids that don't quite
Mhm.
know where they want to dedicate their life to, maybe even haven't even heard about the Parks and Rec industry, can you give a sales pitch for the industry to college kids? Why
For
you would want to
college
be here?
kids.
Yeah.
So, if you are undecided in your course and your path, um, Parks and Recreation is extremely rewarding.
Mhm,
You get to touch the lives of the youth, the adult. We do all aspects of that. And if making a difference is what you want your path to do, then Parks and Rec is your avenue.
mhm,
You get to have fun, but you get to build kids up. You get to give them things that they might not have at home.
mhm,
So if you want to touch lives and hold a purpose in your life, Parks and Recreation is the avenue for you.
I love that. Yes, that's a great one. We need to clip that one and put
I-
that on our YPN show. Okay, so the question left for you, by let me see who left this for you. Was it Megan? I think it was Me oh, no, it was Audrey. Audrey Cooper
Mhm.
over in, Cheylin, Washington, on the other side of the
Ooh.
country, Pacific West Coast. Her question was, "What is a win or a great accomplishment that you are most proud of?"
um, Creating um, the team that I have working underneath my administrative um, belt is truly a special team. Um, I take time and pride in everything that they do. Um, I am especially happy with how we touch the community, um, and how we create experiences for youth and adult alike. Because we do, it's not just the experiences that we have with the kids that we bring out to our events, but the parents that get to see the smiles on their kids' faces. Or if you're into Halloween, seeing them cry, if you love that, that's what I do. So,
Mhm.
um, just I am extremely proud of the team and the department that we have created.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I mean, and the team y'all have is just amazing, and it really is kind of the lifeblood of accomplishing everything that y'all do. So hats off to putting that team together. And this was not a short process. This is
No,
decades in the
no,
making.
it is. It is.
Right. Okay, so our next guest is Marcus. Trying to find out where he's from, but what question would you like to leave for him?
Why does he do what he does for Parks and Recreation and leadership? What is his purpose and what is his why?
What is his well, that's a big one. What is his why and purpose in Parks and Rec? And I'd like you to answer that one. What is your why in Parks and Rec?
Um, I I love to have a good time.
Mhm,
And it helps whenever your job allows that for you. Um, you can have a serious and a not so serious side. But seeing smiles and cries on kids' faces and seeing their parents light up whenever they're having the best time or whenever they see a certain character, just putting smiles on people's faces,
mhm.
and doing for the community whenever for free because you can't afford things all the time.
Mhm.
That's why I do what I do.
Love it, love it. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on the show and being the first voice from the accounting side of Parks and Rec. And we are busy making a show dedicated to finance in Parks
Oh
and
Lord.
Recreation. And so, to all you accountants in Parks and Rec listening, I'm going to be asking you to come on the show like Michelle to a show dedicated to your side with Parks and Recreation. I appreciate you being the first one, and we're going to
Thank
definitely
you.
keep the conversation going so that your voice in Parks and Rec can finally have a place to speak.
Yes,
'Cause
yes, thank you. And it
yeah,
might be fun. It's not all numbers and statistics.
yeah, yeah. Appreciate all y'all doing. Thank y'all so much for the great example y'all are setting for America, and then
Thank you.
sharing that story and stuff with us because what y'all are doing truly is exceptional in this industry.
Thank you so much. And thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Oh, thank you. Have a great day, Michelle.
All right, you too.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, another talented, awesome member of the Henry County, Georgia Parks and Rec department over there in Georgia. This is a highly decorated Parks and Rec department. We also produce a monthly show. Second Wednesday of every month, we do something called the Rec Room. Here's the logo for it. Looks like this. And so you can tune in every Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern to see the entire team, JP, Michelle, Donna, Brian, Thomas, KP, and then they also bring in other leaders where we can really dig deep and kind of pull the curtain back on how a Parks and Rec department runs so well, actually operates. And it's fun. It's one of the funnest shows that we have. And just to see their family atmosphere, how they pull it all together and how they accomplish so much and have such a great time doing it. And it's not because it's easy. It's actually very challenging to do what they do. And they just do it with such grace. So, really excited to have them as one of the standalone shows that we help produce with DPRS Media Company. So definitely tune in for that. That's going to be next Wednesday. So next Wednesday is the second Wednesday of the month, and that's when their show airs. Um, Now tomorrow we have our Youth Sports Mastery show right after our interview with. Let me see, our guest was Marcus Galagos. Marcus, I hope I'm not butchering your last name too much. But then immediately following that, every Thursday, we do a show just on youth sports with our host, Aaron Locks, who's got 40 years in the business, 40 years of working with our young little athletes and our young people learning how to move their bodies and getting coached for the first time. They're on a team for the first time. They're learning how to win and lose and the fundamentals, and they're having fun doing it. That's the most important part. And that's his slogan is play hard, have fun. And he is the founder of the National Academy of Athletics, and he has partnered with so many Parks and Rec departments that use his team to get coaching and programming around stuff that they're maybe not the best at, say like volleyball. He'll come in and run your volleyball. He'll run your pickleball. But he doesn't talk about the work that he does enough on the YSM show. So I encourage him to do it as much as possible. And I've even interviewed him a couple of times on Leaders in Parks and Recreation. But what he does do for our Thursday show is he brings in some of the best coaches, the best athletes, the best athletic directors and officials that all participate in youth sports. And it truly is a youth sports mastery show. And he interviews them and just does a great job. So if you're in youth sports and Parks and Recreation, tune into that Thursday show, which is a 1:30 at 52 shows a year airing. And we got a little commercial for him. This commercial is not going to be here much longer because our design team is working on version 2 of this. But here's what we have right now. And then from there, we'll close out the show with our kind of explaining what we're trying to do, what we've accomplished, and where we're going from there. So this is Craig LeBlanc, the doorman, signing off with the Daily Parks and Rec show. And this is the logo for our media company. Got a lot of exciting stuff happening. Great week so far. Still have a lot of great episodes coming up. So appreciate all the love and support that y'all have given us so far. And hopefully we will see y'all at the NRPA convention in Orlando. We're going to set up some type of meeting. I'm going to go find like a restaurant or some place that we can all host everybody that's coming contributing, get to meet y'all in person. So please stop by for that. I'll be getting out details to that, what we're going to do, when we're going to do it soon. So hopefully this week and next week, I'll be kind of giving the details on that. So great job, Michelle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Henry County, Georgia, for what y'all do. And thanks to everyone tuning in today and helping us build the next, a great media company for Parks and Recreation. Love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.
At DPRS Media Co., we don't just create content. We elevate community through storytelling. Now, we're proud to introduce the newest addition to the family. Welcome to Youth Sports Mastery, the podcast where champions are shaped, not just on the field, but in life. Hosted by National Academy of Athletics founder Aaron Locks. Youth Sports Mastery dives deep into how youth sports can empower kids, strengthen communities, and build leaders. From coaching culture to recreation strategy, and from player development to parent impact, every episode brings game-ready insight from the people making it happen. Youth Sports Mastery goes live every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Daily Parks and Rec Show, sponsored by National Academy of Athletics and powered by DPRS Media Co. This is where purpose meets play.
Just remembered before I close out the segment here, the show here, I wanted to remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe to, you can find us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, the entire content library, everything we're producing, we are categorizing and putting on our YouTube channel and starting to separate the playlist into different topics. So Michelle's is going to go into what will eventually be a finance and Parks and Rec playlist where we really get people like her and even the companies that serve her side of the industry really speaking at a high level on the topic of finance and Parks and Rec. And the Youth Sports Mastery Show has its own playlist, which is what Aaron Locks puts on every Thursday. So appreciate y'all liking, just sharing and subscribing, because what I would really hate is for this episode that Michelle really sheds a light on how she works in Parks and Rec on the finance side to just go unheard. So liking, sharing, subscribing really does good to get those messages out. Really appreciate it. Couldn't do it without y'all's help. And I appreciate everyone that watches regularly and then shares with their staff to watch the kind of content that's produced and the people like Michelle that come on and are willing to share their stories. So really appreciate all the help and effort we're getting from the community. So again, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.
Welcome to DPRS Media Co., the first media company built for the people behind the Parks and Rec community. We don't just cover on Parks and Rec, we elevate it, we amplify it, we honor it. At the heart of everything we do is one mission: to serve the public servants, the professionals who design, maintain, and lead the parks that shape our communities. Under the Daily Parks and Rec Show, we produce 6 powerful platforms. Leadership in Parks and Rec, a spotlight on directors, superintendents, and visionaries shaping the future of public spaces. Facility maintenance, where the boots hit the ground, a deep dive into the systems, crews, and craftsmanship that keep our parks clean, safe, and beautiful. Young Professionals Network, shining a light on the next generation of Parks and Rec. Students, interns, and mentors sharing how we build a legacy together. Youth Sports Mastery, sponsored by National Academy of Athletics. This series is for coaches, parents, and rec leaders working to make youth sports fun, fair, and meaningful again. The Rec Room, hosted by the passionate leaders of Henry County Parks and Rec. This show brings frontline energy and real-life stories from the field. And the weekly Parks and Rec Post, our official newsletter delivering stories, insights, and community wins every week. We are DPRS Media Co. LLC, a media company with a mission to uplift the professionals who serve every community, every park, every day.